Thank you for checking out the Become a Partner page on the website. In this video, myself, Mike and Neil are going to give you a little inside scoop into how it works, what you need to do before you start, and who it's for, I guess is the main thing. You know, what is the reason for going from self-employed, what's the reason from going employed, into actually being a limited business owner. And I would say they're the three different tiers of estate agency in this day and age.
Yes, plenty of points to go through, but yeah, definitely want to be discussed.
Why did you do it, Mike?
I was the black sheep of the employed managers at my old business. I always felt like I had good ideas and I wasn't listened to, or I looked at the people who were running the business and genuinely thought I could do a better job, but I wasn't given the opportunity to do so because I was the guy who asked all the awkward questions rather than the guy who agreed with everyone, quite frankly.
You needed to do it your way to kind of almost socially prove to yourself whether it works.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's going all right.
We're still here.
What about you, Neil? Why did you do it?
Cliche because I use it all the time, but we really wanted to change the industry and be a big part of that. And I remember the first meeting that Dan and I had with you and saying, look, we're going for this. We're going to grab this and run with it. And it was the excitement.
Yeah.
The first, it still is 3 years in, the excitement of daily things that you can chop and change and have an impact on how your service standard is for a client, seller or buyer. Yeah, it's exciting. Much better than the mundane, do this, do that. And as Mike said, if you have an idea, it gets passed around for 7 months and falls on deaf ears. So
I think there's so many estate agents out there that love estate agency, but they fall out of love with the role, the job. And I think this is what it is. If you are on this page, you're on this page for a reason because you're intrigued to find what is the next step in my career, what's the next step on the ladder. And it may be that you're driven by purpose, by passion. It could be that you're driven by creating something totally different. It could be that you're driven financially as well. You know, that I think there is a ceiling limit to where you could comfortably be employed without feeling like you're constantly looking over your shoulder at a risk level of high salary. And you might want to just have that uncapped ability to earn more money. And you and Dan are evidence of that in terms of obviously the money that you guys have managed to do in comparison to where you were when you were employed. Because you were successful in your own right as employed agents, but this is a different level of life success, isn't it now, really?
Yeah, 100%. Dan and I pinch ourselves every so often. Obviously, we've grafted hard for 3 years, and I have to remind a lot of people that see the front of what we do. But we've grafted very hard for 3 years, but it's opened so many doors and so many more opportunities and just conversations and sitting around certain tables with people that you want to be sitting around tables with, which is, again, it's the excitement part. You fall into that trap of the comfortable role of, in my position, I was a branch manager, and you said about going up and watching your back at the same time. It is definitely something that's evident along the industry and high street agents and stuff, because you're taught to train someone so you can step out of the seat.
Yeah. I mean, I built my whole career on building teams where I ironically said my purpose is to make my role redundant, that the team is so good that it actively improves when I'm not there.
Yeah, which is mad. But I think it's you touched on the enjoying what you do in estate agents. Obviously there's a lot out there that do enjoy being estate agents. I do. I've said it for 15 years. I enjoy what I do as an estate agent because I like meeting new people. Don't know if you've noticed, I'm quite an approachable bloke and quite personable, but yeah, I just like having a chat with people and helping with their journey. So doing each part of the process, the sales process and buying and selling, it's nice to go back to that. Whereas when you're a branch manager, you're not an estate agent. You're just keeping the desk warm.
Well, let's cover 3 parts of how it works for the context of this video. So I'll go to Mike and we'll cover how it works from almost from a financial point of view, from a company's house point of view, in summary of going, and actually being a limited business owner. I'll cover from your point of view as well, Neil, after that, in terms of how you built the business, the reputation, the client profile, the recommendations, how you kind of got stuck into that. And then afterwards I can cover from a marketing point of view what skills you need to be thinking about in order to actually launch a successful limited company, whether it's a estate agency or anything else. Effectively, if you know the marketing tools, you can replicate it. So in terms of going from employed to starting the business, Mike, what are the things that people need to think about or be aware of? Bank accounts, etc.
Yeah, the first thing is obviously timescales. You need to plan for this because there'll be a period where you're effectively paying to go to work. So if you think you want to do it, you can start planning for it. You'll talk about the marketing side of that, but the operational side of things is it takes time to get a business registered with Companies House, subsequently then register it with the ICO, anti-money laundering supervisions, get a bank account, do all of that, get a accountant that you're comfortable with, because there's lots of accountants out there of differing levels, differing costs. To have that base of who you are and what you do before you start trading. Avocado's obviously there to take a lot of the stress off you, because you don't have to worry about websites, CRMs, and other kind of operational parts of the business. But effectively, you're starting your own limited company under a license to trade as an avocado agent. So you're running your own business, which comes with the massive tax benefits from an income, but it also comes with new administrational situations for you. It's just something you've got to be open to learning. It's not complex, because anyone, a window cleaner, a gas man, a tiler, all of these people are self-employed. They manage to run their own businesses. So it's not something that a branch manager should be too intimidated to take on. It's just a case of sitting down with someone who's walked a mile in your shoes. And obviously we've done that.
I think the great thing is on that as well, now that the brand has got so big in terms of business partners, even the group chat, everyone's there to help each other. So when Dan and I launched, there was only a few of us, which again was quite exciting, learning the different parts of the business. But anyone can do it. But now that the group's bigger, there's always someone to help if there's questions, which I think is great.
Because when you're setting it up with HMRC, with your accountant, compliantly as well, there's so many bits that need to get done before other bits get done. And it really is like unraveling a really bad knot sometimes. And it's kind of...
It's bureaucracy at the end of the day.
But what we're able to do is we've gone through that, so we can share that pain point with someone and give them the answer to the question they don't actually know is a question yet. So that's where we come in, including forecast sheets and P&L forecasting, etc. Then in terms of actually just getting your face, your profile, your reputation out there, the community work, what are some of the things that you and Dan did, Neil, in terms of really working your hyper local community to a point where you are their agent?
Well, we went to a networking event the other day as guest speakers, which again was quite exciting. Never had the opportunity to do that, but the host described us as local celebrities.
That's what you want to become, right? Everybody watches the Selling Sunsets of this world. We're not quite as glamorous. Admittedly, we're not charging $25,000 an Instagram post here, but
it's the same principle. You want to be recognised. So we saw that, and it's again, it's nice to be a part of that in terms of the brand that gets recognised and gets recognised for the right reasons. I used to hate being out of hours in my suit and someone asking what I'd done for a living.
100%.
Now I walk my dog in the hoodie, in the bright pink hoodie, and just be out there, which is another thing. It's a simple thing, but I've said to business partners that are joining as they ask us questions, be everywhere in your hoodie, be everywhere in the avocado, just be seen. The big thing and big driver for us was Dan and I, obviously two local lads to where we operate. We're always in the Facebook groups and the community groups. We've always been quite busybodies in the community anyway, in terms of helping out with certain things. Being agents from that area and growing up in that area massively helped us. But Facebook groups, use the networking groups to your advantage, and be seen everywhere.
It's time, isn't it? I think, you mentioned financially, you're going to need to be ready as an agent to go to work and see your savings drop as you're not earning money, because it takes that period of time to get your first commission check in. But on the flip side to that, how prepared are you to pull up your socks, roll up your sleeves and graft with your time, where you've got that period of time where you're not earning money, to build your community reputation, You know, all of the local shops that you can chat to, the playgrounds you can talk to, the school mums and dads that you can communicate with, the school PTAs that you can communicate with, the networking groups that are around from a business point of view, and all of the avocado groups that can help you as well. All of that time element of things is so important that it's diarised, and you can only launch once. You know, you've launched once, so you do it
First
right,
impression,
or you've messed up a little bit and you wish you'd have done something. But we've got a blueprint that we've replicated over 30 times now, and I know a 10 out of 10 launch from a 6 out of 10 launch, and they feel that in a year's time.
100%.
Yeah.
Every single time you will feel that, and you can see, well, they did a 6 out of 10 launch. They didn't put the full commitment in as those did, or that person did, and as a result, they're earning more money and they've got more time and more freedom, and they're running a more successful business because they did a 10 out of 10 launch.
Yeah. We launched Avocado from cold and had 800 fans on our Facebook page within 6 weeks, which said we did a 10 out of 10 launch because nobody knew what avocado was. Which and yours was the same, broadly from a expansion and people watching and people wanting to know what you were doing because you were being to an extent so loud and so interesting.
100%.
So in terms of the third part of it, marketing, the summary is that we use a really simple method with social media and videography to be creating that brand awareness, that omnipresence, the illusion that each partner is everywhere in their community. So over a period of time, they get that local celebrity status. And to do that, it means that you need an education in digital marketing that most estate agents don't have, but it's not difficult to learn. It's just the time and energy of coming into HQ and understanding it and repeating the ads, repeating the videography training, the little tricks that work on Instagram for a reel compared to Facebook as an ad. And I would say in terms of 12 months down the line, each avocado partner agent from a digital marketing point of view is trained to a level that they are within the top 10% of any business industry in the country. And that's quite a powerful skill to have for anyone, let alone an estate agent. So that's what we do at Avocado, and I dare to say we do that better than any other estate agent in the country. Is we'll teach you the skills in paid advertising, content marketing, working groups, videography, engagement in different levels, whether it needs to be landscape, square or portrait, or how you can maximise all of them, whether you're targeting for traffic, whether you're targeting for video views, whether it needs to go live, whether it needs to be preset, all of the marketing skills that you need to start a business in any industry, but specifically an agency, that's what you're going to get with Avocado. And that's what we do best, I would say.
And I think on that, there is a lot to go at in terms of the marketing side of it. But if you're picking, if you're picking and choosing, if you're getting those little unique things or little idiosyncrasies set between them, you'll just blow up. You'll blow up nicely. And it's the consistency. We always say consistent content. You coined the phrase a couple of weeks ago, and nothing's more true from a marketing point of view. And you're the marketer, not me. Do everything. Do it all the time.
Well.
And that one. Well, it's like when we launched it, obviously as Mike said, we launched fairly, obviously we had the brand and everything like that, but our first weekend, it was, right, wake up, we're now officially launched, wake up, what should we do? Let's go live. Let's talk about what we're doing. Let's just get on it. We're stood outside the house, what are we doing? And me and Dan quickly built our persona and obviously our reputation of just being two cheeky lads that have a bit of fun. But that's what it was. We were just two lads liking what we're doing and filming it and sharing that with the world.
People sometimes overcomplicate the video side of things. You know, they get themselves twisted in knots and a fear factor about the fact that it's difficult. But you're talking on camera about stuff you know to people you want to know. I'm
probably one of the worst, I would say. But funnily enough, my family, they always pick up on how different my videos are now to when I first launched. Which again, you'll pick up. It's only natural.
You're friendly and you're more comfortable and you're more authentic and you're talking to people you want to know or you know. That's a big difference, I think.
Dan's always the one take wonder. We always have a bit of a laugh because I'm the only one on the bloopers. And he's the one take wonder. But again, you just pick that up. It's something that you're not naturally used to. And I know there's others in the group that said the same as they were setting up. It can be daunting, but you're doing what you like and you're just sharing it basically.
So as a brief summary, in terms of the stages, first stage is use one of the links, one of the buttons, one of the WhatsApps or emails that's on this website page. Get in contact with one of us. We can have a pre-chat or a Zoom call or a meeting face-to-face. It's normally the first point of call is we just explain in more detail how it works. You will never have one of us sell it to you, because it's not a position in life that you can take by being sold to. So although some self-employed agents or businesses or brands may sell it to you, this is about an explainer conversation from the outset. After you've had that, it's a case of going away and talking to people you know and making the decision on whether it's right for you at this moment or a later date. Once you kind of come back to us and say, I really want to do it, we have a conversation and make sure we feel you're comfortable in your own life situation, and we're comfortable with you attaching to the brand as well, that you're the right personality for us. So it's not like we just say yes to everyone. But after we've had that conversation, we kind of start talking about an area, and that's where kind of normally me and Mike will look at the postcode area, we'll look at how many agents are there, and we'll start to draw a license up to say, right, this could be your license agreement, this could be your area, this is the core patch, this is where you would have leads come to you, and all the leads are fed from the CRM, from the website, from our social media. Anything from the brand HQ in that area becomes exclusively yours, but you're not ring fenced to that area. It's really important to highlight that. It means you can follow the client and the client can follow you. So if you've got family and friends in the neighbouring town that you're not a licence holder of, you can still do business with them. We don't ring fence anyone. So after that stage, we've locked up an area, we've agreed on the licence, it's doing the pre-launch, and we have a really stringent, really solid 42-point Gantt chart, which you will run through with me, Mike, Callie and yourself. And on that period of time, we'll onboard you over normally sort of 8 to 12 weeks is ideal. And you'll get all the skills, lessons, products, services, logins, sheets, and training that you're going to need.
And hoodie.
And a hoodie, merchandise as well, and a keyring. And water bottles coming soon now. We should have had one of those on the desk. But you'll get everything you need to be in a position to comfortably launch, and we'll give you the blueprint for the first 7 to 10 days, and then what to do in the first month, and then how to build the business out as we go forward. So that is, in a nutshell, what you need to know on how it works, and just get in contact with any of us if you've got any other questions.
Absolutely.